If the 5 people closest to you don't intimidate you even a little, you're in the wrong room. And if nobody in your circle pushes you, challenges you, or quietly outperforms you, you're not building a circle, you're building insulation. And insulation protects comfort. It doesn't build leverage. Here's what most people misunderstand. Your circle doesn't just influence your behavior, it sets your internal definition of normal. And normal determines your ceiling. You don't consciously choose your standards most days. You absorb them. If the room normalizes coasting, coasting feels reasonable. If the room normalizes discipline, discipline feels standard. If the room normalizes excuses, excuses feel justified. And the longer you sit in a room, the more invisible the ceiling becomes. It doesn't feel restrictive, it feels comfortable. And that's the trap. People don't stall because they lack ambition. They stall because their environment never demands expansion. You don't rise to your potential in isolation. You rise to the level of the room you tolerate. Let's go deeper. Your brain prioritizes belonging over growth. Belonging equals safety. Growth often threatens belonging. If your ambition makes the room uncomfortable, your brain will subtly dial it down to preserve harmony. Not dramatically, incrementally. You'll speak less boldly. You'll share less ambition. You'll temper your goals. You'll self-regulate downward. That's how ceilings form. Not through opposition, through accommodation. I watched this happen in real time. There was someone with legitimate upside, strong skill set, clear thinking, good work ethic, but his primary circle operated in low expectation mode. The conversations were predictable. Work complaints, money frustration. Must be nice commentary. Subtle resentment toward people doing better. Not aggressive negativity. Just consistent normalization of smallness. At first he pushed against it. Then he adapted. He stopped bringing up long-term plans, stopped talking about aggressive goals, stopped pushing visibly, not because he lost ambition, because the room made ambition socially expensive. 3 years passed. His capability hadn't disappeared, but his growth had flattened. The environment didn't crush him, it reduced friction. And without friction, iron doesn't sharpen. Now let's flip it. I've also watched someone walk into a room that immediately raised their baseline. Professional environment, high standards, clear accountability. Nobody complained. Nobody made excuses. Everyone built something. At first, he felt average, almost exposed. He wasn't used to being the least sharp voice in the room. That discomfort is productive. It forces recalibration. Within a year, his communication tightened. Within 2, his output improved. Within 3, his income followed. Not because someone handed him opportunity, because proximity shifted his internal standard. Calibration changed behavior. Behavior changed results. Your circle calibrates you. That's the real mechanism. Now let's break down the requirements of a growth circle properly. Not vague, support. Standards. Requirement. 1. They must be actively building. Career, business, skill, health, network. Building is non-negotiable. If someone is drifting, they will normalize drift. You cannot anchor yourself to people who have accepted stagnation. Drift spreads faster than ambition. Requirement 2. They must operate with personal accountability. Blame is poison. If someone constantly externalizes responsibility, their thinking becomes infectious. Accountability is oxygen. Without it, growth suffocates. Requirement 3. They must tolerate friction. This is where most circles fail. If no one challenges your thinking, you are in a comfort ecosystem. You need at least one person who can look at your plan and say, "That's not strategic." You're playing below your capability. That's a comfort decision. Not emotionally, precisely. Friction refines. Avoiding friction dulls. Requirement 4. They must respect ambition. Mocking drive is a defense mechanism. If your ambition is met with sarcasm or dismissal, that room is insecure. Insecure rooms cap output. Ambition must feel safe to express. Requirement 5. They must outperform you somewhere meaningful. Money, execution, discipline, network, clarity. If you are the highest standard in every domain in your circle, growth slows. You need upward pressure. Upward pressure prevents stagnation. Now here's something most people don't say out loud. Upgrading your circle will create emotional tension. Some relationships will feel strained, not because you're arrogant, because you're evolving. And evolution disrupts comfort patterns. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to seek higher standards. You are allowed to manage proximity intentionally. Loyalty does not require self-limitation. Let me give you another example. There was someone who trained consistently, disciplined during the week, but every weekend he entered a social environment that normalized indulgence, late nights, poor nutrition, low discipline, nothing extreme, just erosion. His weekday effort was constantly undone by his weekend environment. When he changed proximity, same people, less frequency, different settings, his baseline shifted. Training intensified, nutrition stabilized, sleep improved, nothing magical happened. Baseline changed, baseline determines identity. Now let's go tactical. You need 3 layers of circle. Layer 1, horizontal pressure. Peers at your level pushing forward. This is the accountability layer. Layer 2, vertical pressure. People ahead of you in meaningful domains. This is the calibration layer. Layer 3, vision pressure. People operating at levels you aspire to. This is the expansion layer. Without horizontal pressure, you lose momentum. Without vertical pressure, you plateau. Without vision pressure, you shrink your goals. Now here's the uncomfortable audit. Write down the 5 people you spend the most time with. Ask, do they challenge me? Do they build? Do they hold themselves accountable? Do they respect ambition? Do they raise my baseline? If most answers are no, your ceiling is already set. Now ask yourself, who in your life intimidates you productively? If no one does, you are in a low pressure room. Low pressure equals low growth. Growth requires tension. Now let's build the upgrade blueprint. Step 1, reduce exposure to low standard environments. Not dramatically, strategically. Less time, less influence, less emotional entanglement in stagnant patterns. Step 2, increase exposure to high standard rooms. Industry events, professional groups, skill-based communities, focused masterminds, not social noise, signal-rich rooms. Step 3, become valuable. You cannot enter high standard rooms empty. Develop skill, develop insight, develop execution. Value earns proximity. Step 4, stay uncomfortable. If you feel completely comfortable immediately, the room is too small. Growth rooms stretch you. Stretch builds capacity. Now here's the truth. You don't need 20 people. You need 3 to 5 aligned individuals who operate at high standards. Quality compounds, volume distracts. Your circle is architecture. And architecture determines structural limits. If your architecture is weak, your ceiling is low. If your architecture is reinforced with high standards, your ceiling expands. You can grind alone, you can build alone, but you will accelerate with the right proximity. Because proximity reduces excuses, reduces complacency, reduces small thinking. Let's close this properly. 5 years from now, you won't remember most conversations, but you will reflect the baseline you tolerated. Your income, your discipline, your thinking, your ambition, they will mirror your environment. Choose rooms that sharpen you. Choose proximity that stretches you. Choose friction that refines you. Because insulation protects comfort. Iron sharpens iron. And your circle is your ceiling. If this forced you to rethink your environment, hit the like button. If you're serious about building leverage instead of protecting comfort, subscribe to Grind to Million. Standards compound, rooms matter. Choose carefully. I'll see you in the next one.